It usually happens during feeding time. You place the bowl down. Your cat walks over, sniffs the food, and then, instead of eating, they look up at you. Not angry, not scared, just staring. Most owners think this means they want something else. But many vets and behaviorists say that look is often something deeper. It's communication. And sometimes it's discomfort. Today, we're going to gently explain what that stare really means and how a small, well-intended food choice may be linked to it. No fear. No blame. Just clarity. Why cat owners choose the wrong food with love. Most cat owners choose food the same way. A brand they trust. Something their cat used to love. A label that says complete. Something affordable and easy to find. And honestly, that makes sense. But what many owners don't realize is this. Cats' bodies change. Food doesn't. Especially after age 7. Digestive enzymes slow down. Hydration needs increase. Kidneys become more sensitive. And tolerance for certain ingredients drops. So food that once felt fine can slowly become harder to handle. And cats don't cry about it. They communicate quietly. Sometimes by staring. Retention reset question. When your cat stares at you during meals, do they eat right after? Or do they walk away? That difference matters. Ingredient 1, animal byproducts unspecified. Let's start with one of the most common ingredients in wet and dry food. Animal byproducts. This term sounds natural, but it's very broad. It can include organs, connective tissue, leftovers from processing. Some of these parts are fine, but when the source isn't named, quality varies. Research suggests low-quality byproducts are associated with digestive irritation, inconsistent protein absorption, appetite changes in senior cats. Many owners report their cats eating slower or leaving food unfinished when this ingredient is high on the list. Ingredient 2, plant protein fillers. Ingredients like corn gluten meal, soy protein, pea protein are often used to boost protein numbers on labels. But cats are obligate carnivores. Their bodies are designed for animal protein. Plant protein is harder to break down and may raise concerns for digestion, stool quality, gut inflammation, energy stability. Over time, this can affect how food feels to a cat, even if calories are sufficient. Mini reveal. Many cats who stare at their food bowl are not being picky. They're deciding whether it's worth the discomfort. Ingredient 3, carrageenan, common in wet food. This one is important, especially for senior cats. Carrageenan is a thickener. It makes wet food look smooth and rich. But research suggests it is linked to gut irritation in some animals, especially with long-term exposure. Many owners report more vomiting, looser stools, sudden food refusal, slower eating, not because the food tastes bad, but because the body remembers the reaction. Story 1, real lifestyle. Milo was 11. He started staring at his bowl, then at his owner, then walking away. The vet found nothing serious. Blood work was fine. When his owner switched to a simpler wet food without thickeners, Milo didn't change overnight. But after 2 weeks, he stopped staring. He just ate. That was the first sign his body felt calmer. Retention reset question. Has your cat ever sniffed food, looked at you, and walked away? That moment is communication. Ingredient 4, artificial flavor enhancers. These are added to make food more appealing. But when the base ingredients aren't ideal, flavor enhancers can mask discomfort. Cats eat, but their body still struggles. Over time, many owners report increased pickiness, food boredom, sudden refusals, eating only when very hungry. This isn't attitude. It's learned caution. How this affects senior cats over time. As cats age, their margin for error shrinks. Ingredients that were okay at 3 become stressful at 10. The stare becomes longer. The hesitation grows. The bond at feeding time weakens. And that's why this matters emotionally. Because feeding is trust. Story 2, gentle and believable. Luna was 14. Her owner thought she was just getting old. Sleeping more. Eating less. But when Luna stared during meals, it wasn't age. It was fatigue from digestion. A food change didn't make her young again. But it made her comfortable. And comfort brought connection back. Cliffhanger ending. There's one ingredient left. It's in foods people trust the most. It's fed every day without concern. And research suggests it's the hardest on older cats. That ingredient comes next. That stare you see at feeding time. It's not disobedience. It's not drama. It's information. And now, let's talk about the ingredient most people feed without realizing how heavy it can be on senior bodies. Ingredient 5, excessive ash and mineral load. This one is rarely discussed. Ash refers to mineral content left after food is processed. Too much mineral load is associated with kidney strain, dehydration, lower appetite, increased thirst, urinary stress. Senior cats process minerals differently. When levels are high, the body works harder to balance them and energy drops. Many owners report their cats staring at food, then walking away, especially later in life. Retention reset tip, label zoom in. When reading labels, look for named proteins first. Moisture above 70% for wet food. Ash not listed high. Fewer than 10 ingredients if possible. Simple words you recognize. Simple labels are easier on aging bodies. How these ingredients affect the body long term. Over time, the wrong food can be associated with kidneys, working harder, needing more hydration, digestion, a slower movement, nausea after meals, reduced appetite, energy, more sleeping, less play, reduced curiosity, hydration, a thicker urine, a dry stool, a dull coat. These changes happen slowly, which is why they're often missed. Retention reset question. Has your cat started drinking more water, but eating less food? That's a common sign the body is compensating. How to read a cat food label, simple version. Forget marketing. Focus on order. First ingredient equals main protein. Avoid vague names. Look for moisture. Shorter list equals gentler digestion. Avoid multiple thickeners together. You don't need perfection. You need clarity. 3-5 safer ingredient alternatives. These are not brands, just ingredients to look for. Named meats: chicken, turkey, rabbit. Single protein recipes. Natural moisture sources. Simple fats like fish oil. Limited ingredient formulas. Many owners report improved appetite and calmer eating within weeks. Before/after visual suggestion. Before, staring, sniffing, walking away. Eating at night only. After, steady eating. Calmer behavior. Better grooming. More presence. Small changes matter. A calm truth. You don't need to change everything. Start with 1 meal, 1 ingredient improvement, 1 hydration upgrade. Progress is gentle, and your cat will show you when it feels better. Empowering endings. That stare. It's not judgment. It's your cat asking, "Does this still feel good for my body?" Now you know how to answer. With care. With attention. With love. By now you understand something important. That stare your cat gives you during feeding time is not random. It's not attitude. It's not stubbornness. It's communication. And once you learn to listen, the relationship changes. Because cats don't ask for more food. They ask for food that feels good in their body. Why the stare feels so personal. Cats use eye contact differently than humans. When a cat looks at you while eating, they are doing two things at once. Checking for safety. Checking for comfort. They trust you to notice when something doesn't feel right. This is especially true for older cats, who rely more on routine and stability. So when food begins to feel heavy, or irritating, or simply wrong for their body, they look at the one place they feel safe. You. Food is a daily trust ritual. Feeding is not just nutrition. It's reassurance. It's consistency. It's the same hands, the same bowl, the same place. When food supports the body, the ritual stays calm. When food creates discomfort, the ritual changes. Many owners report their cats hesitate before eating, leave food unfinished, eat only when alone, stare at the bowl then at them, lose interest in food they once loved. These are not behavioral problems. They are quiet signals. What improvement really looks like. When food begins to feel better, changes are gentle. Your cat eats without hesitation. The stare disappears. Meals become shorter and calmer. Grooming increases. Eyes look brighter. Sleep feels deeper. Your cat sits closer again. Nothing dramatic. Just comfort returning. And comfort brings connection back. A final real-life moment. One owner described it perfectly. My cat stopped staring at me. She just ate and then curled up next to me. I realized the stare wasn't confusion. It was a question. Once the question was answered, peace returned. The one thing every cat needs. Your cat does not need the perfect brand, the most expensive food, a complicated plan. They need simple ingredients, enough moisture, gentle digestion, consistency, a human who pays attention. That's it. That's the entire secret. Why this matters more than food. Because cats measure safety through routine. And food is the most important routine they have. When that routine feels good, cats relax into life. They play more. They rest deeper. They trust longer. And trust is what they're really asking for. Where we end. So the next time your cat looks up at you during a meal, don't rush it. Don't change the bowl. Don't call them picky. Just notice. Because that look is a message. And now you understand it. If you want to keep learning how to care for your cat gently, calmly, and with clarity, this channel is always here. We don't scare. We don't rush. We listen. For the cats who gave us their whole lives and deserve comfort in return, poor prince.